Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm traveling to Lisbon to visit the most important art fair in Southern Europe, ARCO Art Fair's Lisbon chapter. Last year, I visited ARCO Lisbon, made a video, and had a wonderful time. This year, I'm repeating this great experience. But I'm not going to make the usual art fair video with my talking head. I'm not going to show you my face in this video because I was told several times in the comment section, we want to see more art, show us more art, less your face. Sure, not a problem. I don't look good on camera anyway, and I can skip makeup. Why not? Well, this is the video you've asked for. First of all, I will take you around the city, that is this part of the video you're watching now, then bring you to the ARCO Art Fair, show you some art, show you more art, only art, I promise. Of course, artists and gallerists, because it's an art fair. Then I will give you a guided tour of JustLX, Just Lisbon Art Fair, the parallel baby brother art fair of ARCO Art Fair. Oh, I also want to show you some random things I found in the city, like an old haunted house. This is goofy, but in its normal goofy range. You will not believe what else I found. An animal heart. Like, an animal heart? Like, what? Well, you mentioned less face, but you didn't say anything about commentary, so I would still be talking unless you mute me. Entering the ARCO Art Fair, I was fairly surprised, like a déjà vu in its most literal sense, because I've seen those artworks from last year ARCO. I mean, some works. I didn't quite understand. I was like, okay, why are you showing me those works again? Like, is that special selection like what left over of last ARCO? I was quite like, what? Like this artwork from Insofar gallery that I particularly liked from last ARCO. So I took some photos, some videos. I was confused, so I went to ask the lady, and the receptionist lady told me, this isn't a part of ARCO. I was like, okay, it's the first thing you see entering ARCO, and you say this is not ARCO, like, what's wrong? And she was like, oh, this is a public collection under the management of the City Hall, Câmara Municipal de Lisboa, and they have purchased some really nice works from last ARCO. I was like, okay, very well, congratulations on the acquisition. Okay, coming upstairs, you see a section called ARTSLIBRIS, the art books section. Last year, they were downstairs where the City Hall collection is currently, and this year they are upstairs now, like in a smaller but brighter space. I feel this year it's better configured. And because I visit ARCO and there is always this section, ARTSLIBRIS, so I have seen a lot of the booths here already. And I met my old friends from the Oviedo Art School, a public visual art school in northern Spain. They have a collection of books made by their students and professors that I think I've shown you in the last video, ARCO Madrid video, just 3 months ago, so I won't be repeating myself. This time, they have a new project called Stolen Wallets. They take pictures of visitors' wallets and print them on zinc paper using instant camera like this, and then bind them into a small cute booklet. It satirizes the art market, comparing the inflated and speculated prices of artworks to a robbery, like they're gonna empty your wallet. Okay, I'm not sure if I understand it correctly, but I like it. Okay, so maybe we should move on to the actual exhibition. Now, we are entering the main exhibition of ARCO Art Fair. It's located in a very nice old building, a mixture of industrial style and rustic style. I would call it industrial eclectic because I like how this word sounds. Okay, so this is the 6th edition ARCO Lisbon, featuring 86 galleries and 470 artists, attracting over 11,000 visitors according to their website. As you can imagine, it's a large art fair with a lot of things happening, a lot of artworks. I came here on 3 different dates, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But due to the limited time and energy, I wasn't able to capture everything, understandably. I will just show you the works I found most interesting, striking, intriguing. Of course, there are more great works that I, didn't see, or I ran out of battery. It happened all the time, and you can always consult the official website link in the description below to get the full list of galleries, artists, and portfolio. Rosa Santos from Valencia. When I was walking around, I came across an artist several times, bumping into him in different parts of the venue. So we started chatting. He said something really funny. He said, "Oh, the galleries are very nice and friendly and warm, welcoming until they realize that you are an artist. Then they turn away and don't talk to you anymore." Okay, I found it really funny and true because, of course, the galleries are paying a lot of money to show their art at an art fair like this, a high-level art fair. Very expensive, and they want to prioritize the collectors, the sales, the business. There's nothing wrong with it, but still, hearing it from an artist really tells a lot about the dynamics of the art fair. It's important to see the works and feel the vibe and know the market trends, but you can't really make anything substantial during an art fair as an artist unless you're showing your art, because this kind of event was designed to trade, not to hire. It's not a job fair. Understandably, the gallerists are not in the mood to discuss employment or other kind of collaborations. Let me know if you feel the same way about going to an art fair. Is it a kind of frustrating experience? Or if you have some networking tips and tricks you'd like to share with us. See you. Bye-bye. I was going through the event website and I saw a section called Africa in Focus. And I was like, wait, again? It was the curatorial theme of last year's ARCO. I've been visiting ARCO Madrid since 2012. I have been visiting and seeing some curatorial statements, like maybe this year is Chile and next year is Latin America. Okay, they haven't been the most innovative, but usually they make small, tiny changes in their curatorial program. With this question, I interviewed the curator, Paula Nascimiento, who is responsible for the special selection of African gallerists, the Africa in Focus. She explained to me why she focuses on Africa once again and what she is trying to achieve.
I have been working with ARCO since 2019. I've been invited by the fair director to bring galleries, obviously, to invite galleries, particularly galleries that are based in African continent. The way that the program is designed is not that we have a focus with a section dedicated to Africa, but it's actually to bring the content in conversation with the fair, so to naturalize the presence of these galleries. And how it happens is that we invite the galleries, and they have obviously a discount for 2 years of their participation in the booth. And the galleries that do well and wish to continue, they get integrated into the main section of the fair, so they don't need my curatorial input anymore. We continue in conversation, and that's already happening, which is great. So there are galleries, if you visit the rest of the fair, with African content that are not part of the section, because they have been in the past, but now they are part of the main section, just naturally. I mean, focus is focus, but you can do the contrary of focus, that in Portuguese is almost like desfocar. The curatorial gesture that I have is actually contradictory to the title of the section, because the idea is not to give a focus on Africa, but is to suddenly make Africa natural and present in whichever way the galleries want. We really don't want to focus on Africa, we want to expand the notion of Africa and the presence of Africa.
I really liked what Paula said about normalizing African art as contemporary art in Europe. This is something that I can relate to as an Asian person. I don't consider myself as an Asian artist yet because I'm not an artist at this moment, but I'm doing my PhD at the Faculty of Art History. So I will be soon calling myself an art scholar, at some point after I graduate. At present day, it's super odd to see Africa in focus twice in a row, or even third time maybe next year. But from, I would say, historic point of view, what she's doing is super meaningful. I spoke to a gallery from Northern Africa, and she was like, oh, we are not Africa in focus, we're just international gallery. I mean, to be able to say that at a high-level art event like ARCO Art Fair, it takes a lot of work, maybe generations of work. Obviously, she's too young to have worked generations to push, the galleries that was spoken with. It's people like curators like Paula and other people who had worked in the industry to normalize a niche, to make it mainstream, to be able to have, one day someone comes to the fair and says, oh, I'm not an African artist, I'm not an African gallerist, I'm just a good artist, right? Like, it takes so much work behind. And besides Paula, I also interviewed an Angolan photographer artist, Edson Chagas. He represented Angola at the Venice Biennale in 2013 and helped his country win the Golden Lion for the Best National Pavilion. In 2013, I was also in Venice with a Chinese artist friend making a performance for another pavilion, and our paths had crossed without us knowing, so it's a small world indeed. And I felt quite personally connected to him, so I asked him a personal question, maybe a kind of offensive question. I asked him, do you mind being called an African artist? And I really liked his statement.
Before I used to be like, oh no, I'm just an artist. But these days I don't care.
You don't mind how people see you?
Yeah. Because actually, I know how I see myself, but the Western have categorized everybody. And for someone coming and say, oh, but this is just showing what kind of person is saying that. It's showing more about them than about me, because I already know where I come from, I already know what I do.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't need someone to tell me what I am. But yes, it's true. In some parts of Western world, they like to. Oh, but you are from Africa, so you are African artist.
Yeah, they put you in a box.
Yeah, so I don't mind. Yes, I am African, so it's fine. Yeah, why make sure that I know that? You already know. So that shows more about them than than my position. Because in the end of the day, they're not buying because it's African, because they like it.
Because they like it, yeah. After walking around the main exhibition hall back and forth, I thought I had seen everything. And then towards the end of my day one, I discovered there's this entire section, actually two, the solo section and the opening section in another building across the patio. I missed it for the entire day one. So I came back and I did day two, particularly those two sections. In the solo section, each gallery showcases one artist like a mini solo show. I really like how clean, consistent and simple those both are, because it's a small space. It doesn't really fit more artists, and just choosing one and one only is really like focusing on this particular artist's work and style. So it's really nice. I met a Taiwanese artist, Hong, who grew up in Germany and now he's living in Austria. A lot of interculturality going on here. It reminds me again of the question of identity as an artist working internationally, like an Asian artist in Europe or an African artist in America. Perhaps I will make a dedicated video, maybe, another day. Like I can't squeeze in more content for this video. The last section of the ARCO Art Fair is the opening section. It is a section that investigates new artistic languages in order to bring new content and research to the fair, according to their official site. Basically, to stir things up a bit. I really liked this section because it is the most chaotic, funny, unexpected, full of energy, alive and young. The works are very playful, like sensational. Picture is worth 1,000 words and video is worth 4,000 words because I shoot in 4K, so that's 4K 4,000. You can see it for yourself. Look at this door, and those secret rooms, painted, really nice Nice, nice, nice painted books. And those stockings, of course. And before leaving ARCO, I just want to mention one gallery with the funniest name. I would actually give a word of a gallery with funniest name if there is a word like that. I want to make a word. General expenses. It's super fun, the name, like using an accounting term, because I went to business school, so when I see accounting terms, I'm more sensitive to it. I'm like, okay, why? So I went to ask, and he told me that Paul, the gallery manager, he told me, oh, it's because general expenses is usually in Mexico. When art collectors purchase artworks, they would do accounting as general expenses, and it kind of criticizes the business practice of potential art wash, money laundering, because when you purchase a piece of art, I mean, you usually should deduct it as something more specific, but if you just call it general expenses, it sounds fishy. And I think the name is hilarious. I really love the name and love what they are showing in their booth. I stayed at ARCO until the last minute when they are dismantling, and I was told that I must leave. So another year at ARCO Lisbon, probably you will see an ad now, because the next section is the JustLX. Don't go away, there's more. Now I want to bring you to the satellite art fair, the little brother JustLX art fair. Let me do a quick walk around tour, show you some art, and I will just give the floor to myself. So what I will do now is to walk you through quickly the art fair and talk to you a little bit about each gallery, the ones that I know, because this year there are some new ones and there are some old ones that didn't come. So the first gallery I want to show you is Flecha. Yesterday I had a talk with the founder, José Luis, and the nice gentleman, Bernie. They are the oldest alternative art fair in Madrid after ARCO and those official ones. They are like the underdog but super creative. José Luis decided, he's an artist, so he decided to show art in an alternative space like a shopping mall to capture more collectors' attention. And also, it's like an unexpected place to show art. There's a, kind of a playful sense. And there are some really cool artists. After he decided to open an online platform for artists to freely register and sell. So it's free to sign up and list your works. But if you sell the works after the transaction, they will take a percentage, a regular, Saatchi Art Finder kind. And after this corner, you see some bright, larger volume, attention-seeking pop artworks from the Sagas lab. How do you pronounce it?
I'm Samuel de Sagas. I am the artist for this work. Hello.
Oh, this is a heart. Oh. Nice, cozy. And this corner I haven't seen myself. Let me see. Marvin Gallery from Madrid. I have seen them before in other art fairs as well. Villato Studio. Hey, there's someone who changed the name. Funny. Jacob Studio.
Es su nombre, Jacob Villato. El artista es Jacob Villato.
So why you changed the...
No, porque es el nombre del artista y lo otro es the gallery.
Art Dispersion. Arte. This is the quieter corner because everyone is on lunch break. Mad Marvila from Lisbon. Oh.
We have studio residencies and a gallery, and we do exhibitions every month, different.
Cool. So they have a residency, and she's like, "This is my work." Oh, cool. I have some more information at hand, literally at hand, and I will share with you later in the post-production. Here is a large piece. Here's another large piece. This year's location, I would say, is easier to manage. It's wider, more space to put in larger works and walk around. Cisterna, really funny name, and I like this one. And we are almost halfway through, because there is another alley here I didn't bring you yet, and they are hanging some works right now. Faraco Arts. Hello. And this one, Jet Arts, reminds me of Carré d'Artistes of Paris, because they're like small square works. S Gallery from Madrid. There are a lot of galleries from Madrid, from the city where we're based. 25 Art. This is this little stand, I don't know, a snack stand. And let me see. We are now halfway through S Gallery, La Otra Galeria. We had a quick talk yesterday with the founder, Marta. That's her in the red top. It's an online project. They are seeking to do pop-ups in Madrid. But usually, if you want to attend an art fair like Just Madrid, Just Lisbon, or other kind of art fairs, usually you need to be a physical gallery. But I guess with the pandemic, the rules are more loose because, well, after all, during the pandemic, nobody could be open. And if the rule is you have to be open for 2 years, then you need to wait a long time to, participate at a fair. I guess that's the reason. Oh, this work I didn't notice. Going around, but this is really cool. Okay, I'll do some B-rolls later. Hello! UXWell Gallery.
Utzwell Goches Gallery.
Ah, okay. It's better they do it because I can't pronounce the name. Cool. Thank you. Very nice ladies. Thank you. And they are the Fotolateras, two ladies, photographer duo living in Valencia. We had a talk during the Just Madrid a couple of months ago. They're lovely people, and they showed me how they do the 30 and 60-second exposure. Really fun project. Dresero de Velázquez from Madrid, and this one is very, very white, very pale. Materna y Herencia. The names are funny. And the Boom. I also had a talk with Ernesto, the founder. He told me that Boom Art Community is a community based in Madrid, aims to help Latin American artists settle and grow in Spain. It's definitely necessary. And here we have Pete Studio. It's a gallery from Inglaterra, England, and from the city called Worcester. She just told me how to pronounce this city. And they have works on paper. Hello! And a large one here. And there's a cafeteria. I'm so hungry, I haven't eaten, but ARCO is waiting for me, and it's the last couple of hours. I guess I will skip lunch and breakfast. So I think those are 3 artists, because I don't see gallery name, I see only the artist name. Maybe they win an award or something, special selection. here. This artist has been sitting here for a while. I passed by him several times. Hello. And this work, very bright. Okay, that's all for now. You had like 10 minutes of walking around, and let's make our way to ARCO. During this 5-day trip, I visited over 110 galleries, at art fairs, and talked to hundreds of professionals in art and seen almost 1,000 artworks. But the person who left me the strongest impression and who inspired me the most was someone I met outside of the art fair. In the next video that I'm going to make, I still haven't made yet, I will share with you my trip to the CPS, Centro Português de Serigrafia, printmaking studio in Lisbon. Stay tuned and see you soon.
Minutos